Nick Sanchez with FightHype.com, sitting in front of Freddie Roach, the Wildcard Gym with the Huntington Beach bad boy Tito Ortiz. How you doing, Tito?
Good, man. Really good. Just getting done working with Freddie. You know, just working a lot of positions. Hot as hell right now. You know, it's probably like 90 degrees right now. Sweating up a storm, but getting good work.
Right on, right on. First and foremost, man, I just want to find out, you know, how your back's feeling. How's that healing?
Back's doing really good. You know, for once I was waking up with back pain this morning because I wrestled for the first time yesterday, and no problem. No achiness, no soreness, no numbness going down my legs, no sciatica pain. People have sciatica, they understand the pain I used to deal with, but it's gone. You know, I'm able to punch pads. You know, I think we did almost 9 rounds, and you know, it was good work. I'm able to turn my right hand all the way over, turn my left hook all the way over, and no pain at all with my core, so I'm doing the right things.
Yeah, I was noticing too, man, your footwork's coming along, your pivots with your hips, everything was looking good out there with Freddie, man.
Yeah, you know, this is our fifth week, and it's getting better and better, slowly but surely. But I mean, I've had a year and a half off. You know, it's been tough with my back surgery, but now that I feel 100% and I'm able to do the work I need to do, you know, I still got a good 2.5 more months, so I still got a lot more work to do, a lot more work. Cool.
Well, first of all, too, welcome back to the UFC, brother.
Yeah,
that's where you need to be, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I really didn't want to finish my career with anybody else. You know, it's negotiation tactics of going somewhere else, but you know, Dana was a man of his word. Lorenzo and Frank Tito were very giving for the contract, and I'm thankful for all 3 of those men. They're going to make my career a lot better, and they're going to put me on top again. I just got to do the work, and one match at a time is get my title back. And Mark Coleman's the first victim on the list, and you know, Mark's a tough fighter, one of the best heavyweight world champs formerly. Now he's coming down to 205. You know, he's 1-1. He lost to Shogun, and then he beat Bonner. So I think it's going to be a tough fight. A lot of people think it's going to be an easy fight for me. I don't think so. I just got to put in the work as hard as possible and try to press the pace as much as possible. I think Couture really age is a factor that he can't beat. You know, Couture showed it in his last fight. Yeah, he showed a lot of heart, but you know, I don't think Coleman is even the closest same of a competitor or an athlete that Couture is. So, you know, I wish it'd be a walk in the park. And a lot of people say it's going to be a walk in the park, but you know, to walk in the park, you got to do the road work before, and I'm doing it. So I don't know. I hope Mark's ready, because if not, it's going to be a boring fight. It's going to be over quick, or it's going to be an exciting fight for all my fans. Will have the knockout standing over him, and like I say, one match at a time.
Cool. And the healing process, has there been a moment where you've been in training and you realize, I'm back, man, I can do this, I can train 100%, you know, I can train with all my intensity? You
know, I think that time was last night. You know, it's been 11 months, and I heard Nate Corey talk about there was a time a guy picked him up and slammed him, and he was like, oh, I'm okay, and he picked the guy up and slammed him. Well, last night I had that same factor. You know, I was wrestling with some of the jiu-jitsu guys, and I hit a double, and a beautiful double, lifted him and jumped him on his head, and I was like, all right, everybody, that was the first takedown I did in a year and a half, and it was great. And then I was wrestling with Cris Cyborg, and she's a tough chick, man. For a girl, I expect her not to be so damn tough, and we're just wrestling around, and I went for a guillotine, and she slipped out of it. When she slipped out of it, I went straight out to a triangle, and I locked the triangle, and she went to go pick me up and slam me, and she picked me up and slammed me on the ground, and I had no pain, nothing. You know, I ended up choking her, but at the same time, it was just a factor where those little small things that I noticed, like, I'm good, I'm ready to do this and start working. But I mean, I feel great, man. I feel really good.
Cool. Now, before you signed back with the UFC, who were you? Did you talk to any of the Japanese organizations? Was it strictly with Strikeforce?
It was strictly with Strikeforce and Affliction. You know, and the Japanese organization weren't really interested in me. I think just a factor of, you know, I think they didn't want to deal with me. You know, I think they thought they could get a lot of other fighters that were cheaper, which is fine. I mean, my concentration wasn't really going to Japan. It was here to stay in the United States, because I had some of the biggest fans. You know, all Latino fans, all the American fans. They're all support me no matter what, because when I walk out, I bring a Mexican-American flag with pride, and that's the way I fight. I want to fight here in the United States. So the biggest platform for me to fight on was the UFC. You know, I could have fought for Strikeforce, and they only have 2 top guys, you know, that I think they're in the top 5 at the most, and that's it. UFC have the top 10 guys in the world. To me, it's a no-brainer. I want to give my fans the best fights possible that I can give them, and get a world title on my waist where, you know, it's meaningful. It means a lot when you get a title from UFC, and that's what it comes down to. UFC are the top guys, so that's why I signed with them.
Cool. Now, speaking of the Latino community and a lot of Latino fans following you, if the UFC ever does go down to Mexico, is that a show that you would want to be on?
100%. I would love to be on the main card for, I think they're talking about Mexico City, possibly in 2010. that'd be really nice. I'd like to do that. You know, I think a lot of my Tito fans that I support and they support me, I'd like to give back by being there and show them what it's like to see a Tito Ortiz fight live. I think that's what it really comes down to.
Cool. And you've been working with Freddie Roach here, like we mentioned earlier. How has he helped you out with whatever he can teach you, whatever he's
I think Freddie helps me out a lot with my hand speed. Movement, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping out, 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping under. Counter punching, a punch comes over the top, right hand jab, right hand over the top. A lot of counter punching, just a lot of basic boxing stuff that I really kind of didn't really focus on prior due to my kickboxing skills. Working with Saul Solis, with kickboxing so much, you kind of lose the power on your hands. But I still keeping Saul Solis. I'll be at my training camp up in Big Bear. But just for right now, to kind of tune up my hands a little bit, I'm here with Freddie until the beginning of October. So I got another full month of hard work. Cool.
Now, stepping out of the fight game a little bit, man. Something I noticed in the gym right now when you were training, there was a kid in there with one of the house arrest bracelets on his leg, man, and you kind of gave him some advice, man. That was kind of cool. I thought that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen anybody do.
Yeah, I was a kid, came from the streets. I grew up with gangs and stuff, and I really didn't have a mom and dad to take care of me. They paid for the food in my mouth and the clothes on my back, and a house over my head. And sometimes it was a car, or it was a motel, or it was a garage. But at least there was a roof over my head. And a lot of kids who grow up, they think they're not worth anything. Their parents maybe come from a bad upbringing also, and don't know how to treat their kids right. And I want to be a role model towards them. In the beginning of my career, I didn't want to be a role model. I just want to be an inspiration. But I think it's my job as a fighter and as a fighter-based fan friend fighter to give back, and giving back to the young kids, the youth that grow up. They want to be boxers, they want to be MMA fighters, and all I say is, the 3 things in life, and I teach my son the same 3 things: don't lie, don't cheat, and don't steal. You stick by those 3 things, God will repay you no matter what, as long as you work hard and you never stop dreaming about things. And that's what I told the kid, man. Tell yourself 10 times if you're doing it wrong, 10 times in a row you say, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, then it's probably wrong, and don't do it. And I just pull him aside, and hopefully he'll listen. I wish there would have been somebody to tell me to stop doing the things I did at a young age, and there wasn't. I guess I had to learn from my own. But maybe I could lend a little hand by telling him, don't do those things, man. Life's too short. Make the best out of it. So hopefully he'll listen to me.
Nice. Well, me, man, I'm not just a guy that's in here holding a camera doing an interview with it. I'm a fan, man, and I'm really stoked to have you back in the UFC. And is there anything you want to say in closing, man?
I just want to thank all my fans who supported me, all the fans who are there and got my back no matter where I go, what I do, and how I do it. I'm back. I'm 100% now, and one fight at a time. But I'm going to get a world title around my waist. And November 21st, live at Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino, you can see Tito Ortiz with the victory over his hand. One step at a time to be a world champion again. I got 5 world titles. I want to add 5 more. So one step at a time.
Nice. I can't wait to see that strap around your waist again, brother.
Me too, man, for sure.
Right on.